What's up, BoobTube? Quick video today. I'm gonna do an unboxing of. Can I point towards it and get it in the shot of that? It's the Holley Sniper EFI fuel tank conversion kit. Just gonna do that because I don't really trust the tank that was in the truck. Plus, this has got baffles and stuff in it for fuel injection. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look at it. I haven't even opened it myself. It's been sitting in my garage for a week now. But yeah, we'll look at it and check it out. Alright, so I had originally ordered an Aeromotive tank because it was cheaper and I liked the insert, the tank actual, whatever you want to call that portion. I liked it better, but it was on back order when I ordered it, and here we are 3 months later, and I have a different fuel tank because they didn't know when their stuff was going to come back in stock. So, and Summit kept pushing it back, so I just went ahead and ordered this one, and now I have to update and change my my fuel tank setup. So now I gotta ship back a couple of things. So let's see, what is this? No idea. I guess it's a bunch of information. There's the actual fuel tank. I don't know if I can pull that out with one hand. I have to set the phone down. This is gonna be the fuel sender unit, fuel level sending unit. Good old paper. Anything else down in here on the side? More paper. Ooh, there's something heavy in this. Oh, I bet this is the new tank straps. Oh my God, come here. That's exactly what that is. That's the new tank straps. I don't think it comes with any insulation stuff, which luckily I've got some cellophane stuff to use that should work for that. And then here's the tank itself. Need to pull it out and make sure that it's close to the same. Let me set y'all down. There's nothing else in that box. Go over here. Open other end. So let's open this bad boy up. Where did I set my razor blade? There it is. Let's see what this looks like. Hopefully it looks exactly the same as the tank sitting over there on the floor. That's the old tank. If not, it'll be an upset cookie. Hey, that looks similar. Awesome. So it must already have the... Nope, no it doesn't. So there it is. The fuel pickup stuff. I assume that's what this is. Set that down. Good looking little tank. Let me get it out of this bag and we'll take a look at the baffling inside of it and see if it's worth any count. Alright, tank looks good. It looks exactly like that one. I'm not going to walk it over there and set it next to it to show that it is, but let me grab a light here and you can see how they have baffled it in there. So there's like a little tank and there's lines that run into the tank itself, and those come out outside of it like that, and that's how it fills the center section up, so you don't deal with fuel slosh when your fuel tank is down below a certain amount. So I'm gonna get everything unboxed and get this going to set up for getting it ready to put in the tank. So I'll be right back. Alright, so here's everything laid out. You got your pump insulator sock, I guess, to keep the noise down from on the pump inside the tank. Your filter sock for the pump, wiring the pump header thing that goes in the tank. I'm not a big fan looking at it of these, and I knew that, and that's the reason why I went with the Aeromotive. But you know, when you can get something in a couple of days and that you've been waiting on for 3 to 4 months, you gotta do a little compromise. This should be all right. The only thing that I'm worried about is I need to run a -8 line from this and a -6 line from this, and I don't know if the conversion will fit here for it or not. That's something that I'm just gonna have to order and see if it does. So I'll order 2 AN6 to, I think this is 1/4" MPT, but I'll have to check on that. It says on the website what it is, and get this all sorted out, because I'm going to run -8 fuel line all the way up to the intake, because I don't want that to be my point of failure. The kit comes with several different options for fuel pumps. That's a 400 liter per hour Walbro, which should be more than enough. I think that's rated for like 700 or 800 horsepower. And I'm only shooting for 600, so that should be plenty. And then all the other stuff, bolts and nuts, gaskets, vent stuff, fuel line hookup, and then this is the stuff in the paper that I haven't unwrapped yet, is the fuel sending unit, and I didn't want to pull that out until I got all the rest of this installed, so I'm not mixing stuff up. So very detailed instructions on how to do this. Pretty simple to follow. You know, measure once, measure twice, cut once, or measure once, cut twice, and you know, whatever, however you want to throw it all together. But I'm going to go ahead and get started on getting all this set up, and when I come back, it should be ready to go. At least throw it in the truck. I've got some things to pull off of that one over there. I got to pull the guard off the front of the tank. Excuse me. Or actually, that's the back of the tank. The little black plastic thing that's on a diagonal. Got to pull that off. Protects the tank from rocks that are thrown up from the tires, because there's nothing in between the tire and the tank on the passenger side. And then the whole bracketry that goes around the tank, I got to pull all that stuff off. But that's when I get ready to install the tank. So let's go ahead and get started on this fun stuff. Alright, so I've got my fitment all done and everything. So if you're doing one of these kits and you're installing them in I believe this is the 16-gallon C10 tank that mounts on the side, I had to cut, believe it was 2 15/16 off of the thing for it to fit. Now granted, your mileage may vary. Yeah, 2 15/16 off for it to fit. I clearly, you know, cut it short so that I could stick it in there and double check my measurements, because I didn't want to cut it too short and then have, you know, half an inch from the filter sitting off the bottom. But this way the filter should be sitting on the bottom, should be good to go. I'm gonna buckle everything up. All you do is you know, mount this on here, spin it so that it's closest to the return line. I've already done the 45 on the return line, and put your little hose clamp on, route your wires up through the captured nuts, and stab it in there. And so another 10-15 minutes and I should be ready to go on that. I might set the camera up and record it, but I don't know where my little pedestal thing is to record anything, so I might just do it and stick it in there, and then we can work on the fuel level sending unit. Here we go. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I got this all in. It said to use some RTV on the cork gasket, make sure it seals up correctly. Gotta let this dry a little bit, and then you torque down all these studs to amount. So next I'm going to work on the fuel sending unit. This is easy. I probably won't record installing this because that's just the full fuel whatever fuel fill neck connector. So fuel sending unit, here we go. Alright, boob tube, here's the final product so far. Got the fuel level sending unit in. If you're using this tank, which I've mentioned before is a side saddle tank for a 70 C10 16 gallon, the depth that you have to measure the level sending unit is 5.5 inches, and that's from the pivot point of the float up to the bottom of the flange here. So I cut that off, and then I cut 8.5 inches off the float rod, so, or not 8.5, 8.25, so that it would fit in there according to the instructions. But they send very detailed instructions, very easy to follow, so I would follow that. But this is all ready to go. All I got to do is transfer the stuff over from that tank into this tank, and then it's going to be a 2-person job to get this in there, even though it's an empty thing. So probably wait until well, it might not be a 2-person job since it's empty. It's pretty light. It'll just be kind of weird and awkward to get up in there. But next video on the fuel tank system, I'll swap. Quit focusing on my finger. I'll swap those saddle straps out, as I call them saddle straps. I don't know if that's actually what they're called. And then the plastic protector thing onto this. And yeah, so I mean, didn't see much into it. Got all the wiring prepped. I was going to use some fancy connectors, but I ended up doing a little research, and they were only rated at like 5 amps, the ones that I have, so they're more like signal connectors. So I'm just going to use, obviously I'm going to use like the generic spade connectors that you crimp. And I always, most of my stuff is wired this way, that way underneath the car you can't mix it up in case like whatever color you're using is not the same underneath. So that way, positive, negative, you can't flip them. So you don't have the pump running backwards in the tank and you're like, what in the F? So, alright guys, I'm going to end this video off here, and should have some footage up from my last race here in the next week or so. I know it's raced back in March and it's almost May and I still haven't gotten any footage up, but it's been pretty busy slamming on the truck. Really have not filmed hardly anything, just trying to get stuff done. And a lot of it's like little pieces here and there that you really don't want to see. Like I broke one of the connectors running it through the firewall, so this connector is supposed to be black, but I replaced it with one that I had to order. And then, you know, I've got this is the main pedal harness for the truck, so, and it's got and I used hockey tape to wrap the brake signal kick out and to go with the pedal through the firewall. Hopefully this doesn't cause any interference. I don't think it should. It's just got 12 volts in it, so it shouldn't be, and it's a constant, so it shouldn't cause any issue with the signals that are coming through. But if it does, then I can unwrap it and split it and have it ran separately. Coming up, I'm planning on mounting the ECU out here. I'm going to remove this charcoal canister. I'm going to mount the ECU here. That way everything's easily accessible, and there's not really any good place to run it through the firewall and get to it from inside the cab. So I'd much rather just have the bare minimum run through the firewall, which is what I've got, which is right here where the parking line comes through. We've got the two cables that run in there, and that should be it. Everything else will be mounted outside and ran accordingly. So that'll be coming up, building a standoff for that, for all the relays and everything, remote relays, since the whenever I get the harness back from the guy that I sent it off to, it'll have should have relays that come with it. But if not, I'm gonna have a couple of relays trigger the fans, and to trigger the fuel pump, since the fuel pump's gonna draw more than, could possibly draw more than 40 amps eventually if I do a dual fuel tank pump system once I get the if I swap this over to run ethanol. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Until next time, deuces.